I think being part of a community choir is so wonderful because even if you think you're the best singer and that you should sing louder than everybody, you will quickly realize that you are sticking out like a sore thumb because you're like, this choir, bro, is not a solo, right? Or sis, right? I wouldn't like pinpoint people.
Hey, my name is Kaiwan and you're listening to Headstart On Record. We'll have guests every month to talk about mindsets, careers, and how exciting or not life can be in general. Now, I'm definitely not a psychologist, but if you love a conversation about human behavior or societal behavior, I think you're in the right place. So today, we are exploring the human psychology of needing a community and why we all yearn to be part of something that's bigger than ourselves. And joining us is Aarika Lee, musician, entrepreneur, and loving mother of 3 kids. Welcome to the show, Aarika.
Hi, thank you for having me.
You are also the co-founder of a viral community choir called Sing Song Social Club.
Yay.
Yeah, maybe you want to tell us more about the club?
Sure. So Sing Song Social Club is basically a one-day choir that comes together once a month. And there are no auditions, there are no expectations, but every 2-hour session that we get together, we facilitate about 300 to 400 people now, which is
Wow,
we're so
that's
grateful
a
for
lot.
that number.
Yeah. And people really sing their hearts out. I saw on Instagram, everybody's
Yeah.
like posting about themselves.
I'm honestly convinced that everyone in Singapore is a singer, actually. Because like at the end
I
of...
wouldn't say that for me though. Are you
You have
sure?
to come and try. I feel like at the end of every session, the facilitators and the participants are like equally, I don't know, surprised at themselves, I think. Like, yeah. So now whenever we host sessions, like honestly, our expectations are always exceeded and we just keep opening our hearts and minds because it just always levels up. Yeah.
And the energy is so infectious.
It is.
Yeah, because I'm away, staring at my screen, looking at what y'all did, and I already feel the
yay,
energy,
it's
the
coming out.
magic of singing together. I think doing something together, that's always magical. Be it singing, be it acting, be it dancing, whatever, right? When a group of people just come in and share the energy, it's very infectious, it's very impactful.
Yeah.
I think what stood out for me for Sing Song is that it's completely free, first of all, and also that there's no auditions, like you mentioned. So literally anyone can just walk up with a bag of passion and some courage.
Yes, please.
And they can just sing right to the heart's content. So why is it important that you keep the barriers low, you think, for people to join such events?
I think I just wanted it to be super inclusive because, like I said, I think we grow up having a lot of like expectations, or we have to fit in a box in order for us to like move forward in a different specific space. And again, I think the audition part was like already putting stress on me just thinking about it. Like, oh, if I had to audition, then, I don't know if that would make me want to go for something. And I also wanted to be that it didn't have to be that you were like good at singing, but if you loved singing, like you said, like passion and courage, like I wanted it to be like, it's already hard to find things to do that allow you to be brave. And it being a free session with a community that we've been growing, I've seen people want to give back because they've been receiving from Sing Song. And so we get volunteers and people asking if they can help us at registration, or ask us if, when we do public events and we need volunteers to just kind of like be like, facilitators on the ground, like everyone just puts up their hand and say, like, I can do it. And even when we do the sessions itself, like when we break out into sectionals, like there are people who are musical there. So sometimes when the group is very large and I can't play piano while I'm teaching, I'm like, does anybody want to play? And then someone will come up and sort of play. So
impromptu, like just go up. That's nice.
Yeah, because they read music. And I think that idea that they have some ownership and like a piece of Sing Song too,
Right.
I think that makes it even more important for them. And that's why I hope that that's how they can feel like this is their community and that they're part of something like much larger than themselves. And I think that's what like makes Sing Song special to me and hopefully to everyone else who comes. Yeah. With choir or anything where you have to audition or there's some sort of like skill level involved, like it's very easy to exclude people unintentionally just because you feel like, okay, if you're better, then you can be part of this. But I really wanted to like do away with that idea of anyone being better. So even when we facilitate, we all stand in a circle and like I always just repeatedly say like today it doesn't matter who we are or where we come from or what we are bringing with us today, but we're all one and we're all going to work on making one sound together. And I think just visually and audibly hearing that really helps to set the tone for the session. And then people just feel like they can close their eyes and just kind of be present, right? And it doesn't matter who is leading them or who's standing next to them. We have people who come who have amazing voices. And we have people who come who they just love singing in their shower or in their car.
That's me.
Yeah, but you belong. And I say that at the start of every session
you're
too.
right.
Yeah, it's like, if you've been looking for a place to sing with other people, this place is for you.
That's nice. My next question to you is, for a community always has a role to play in everybody's lives. So I think for what you mentioned, a community brings about some kind of purpose where everybody comes together to celebrate that purpose. What other roles do you think a community should play in the lives of others?
That's a big question.
Deep question. I love to torture my guests.
Right now, I guess we position ourselves, or we try to be a space where anyone can come with whatever they have, right? And because each of them actually already have individual purposes, that we hope that coming to Sing Song will help them recognize it in themselves a little bit more. Because we're not dictating you should do this in our community. We're letting everyone choose for themselves. How do you feel you want to give back? Your skill could be very different from the next person, not necessarily musical, could be administrative. It could also be something that doesn't require you to even contribute to this community, but maybe coming here has let you shed some of the preconceived ideas you might have about yourself and your purpose, and then help you go back out into the world and then fulfill your purpose there. So we're not saying that our community is the answer to coming to finding your purpose, but we hope that coming here and practicing intention once a month and sort of, like you said, you put it really nicely, trusting the process when things don't necessarily make sense. We hope that all those things are tools that people can take away and then apply in their daily lives, right? So we're hoping that it's much bigger. I feel like we're only a drop in the pond, and the ripple, we hope, is going to be much wider. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they all go to Sing Song with different intentions. Maybe they have a bad day at work, they want to relax, or they just want to find friends, but yet different intentions can come together to form a same product.
Yeah.
A same inspiration for everybody else, which I thought was beautiful.
It's awesome, just seeing that everyone comes from a different walk of life. We've had
different ages,
different
age range,
ages.
right?
We've had the youngest participant being maybe 7 years old.
7 years old?
Yeah, and she was she wanted to be there to learn.
That's so cute.
Maybe even 4. We have a friend's kid who she just dances throughout every session.
That's nice.
And then we've had 90-year-olds, grandmas, come with their family. Yeah, we just provide them a chair. You don't have to stand, but you get to be part of the session. So we really try to be as inclusive as possible.
It's quite amazing that you have 90-year-olds still coming and still trying their best to sing.
And I hope that it's inspiring, I think, just as a visual for people to see that it doesn't matter how old you are or where you come from. Honestly, sometimes people, we've had a girl come in her wheelchair, so even with disabilities, because our voices still allow us to sing. And I think since Sing Song has begun, I've seen other iterations of music communities grow where for non-verbal people, for people with special needs, to be able to also come together to make music. And it's just been inspiring for us to see those communities exist as well.
Yeah. So I think this ties in perfectly with an analogy that I have. So I love nature. I love walking out and taking photos of birds and random lizards. And then people will say, "Oh, you're very uncle." But I mean, that's me, That's me.
Uncles know something about life, though.
Right.
Yeah.
They know how to appreciate nature, how to slow down.
Exactly.
So I was just thinking about the topic, community, and I was looking at a tree. And I was thinking, hey, actually, there's something about nature and trees that kind of ties in nicely in the analogy, where I feel like trees don't usually survive alone. You rarely find trees by themselves. Yeah, and it's always in a forest or a group of trees. And the most stunning tree networks are redwood forest in California, where the trees are so high up, growing up all the way up. And they're all complex networks, right? So I did go and dig a little bit. I thought that, maybe I'm onto something, some science thing going on. And I did, because I found out that for trees, they can actually talk to each other. Through underground fungal networks. They can tell each other, hey, something is coming, there's a danger coming.
Yeah.
And then they also check on each other, because I also found out that the trees share resources from the stronger ones to the weaker ones, which I felt actually we are very much like trees, right? Humans, we also need each other.
Yeah.
We also need help. I think the concept of stronger trees, stronger people helping out the weaker ones, that's something that's very valuable in a community, and you can only get when you have a strong community, a safe community. Yeah. So I just want to ask if the analogy resonates with you.
100%. I love nature too. And like I feel like you said, everything is a complex network and nothing exists in a silo by themselves.
right.
Like the healthiest of ecosystems are because everything is working in symbiosis and working together. And exactly right, like how you're talking about in the community, and even like your analogy of the stronger ones helping the weaker ones. With human beings, like our days change all the time. So like if we use Sing Song as a community in the sessions, it's like sometimes I come for sessions and I feel like I'm 100% today and I can give 100%. But there are also some days when I come and I only have 20%. And like, so I'm never always the strongest and I'm never always the weakest. But every time I change, like I notice the people around me also change because they recognize that, okay, Aarika is the 20% today, so I'll be the 80% or I'll be the 40%, and then someone else will make up the 30%. And that's how and why I think communities exist and are strong. Because we get to share whatever load that it might be.
Yeah.
You're sharing it for the day. And with Sing Song, we also, at the end of sessions, we do like to draw meaning into why we are together, and sometimes also the lyrics of the song play a big part. And in reflecting where we're at, it also gives people the chance to realize that they're not on their own. Like, we are all going through something at the same time. It might look different. Our boats might look different. My boat is bigger, your boat is smaller, but we're all on the same channel, and we're all sort of like moving to the same thing. And like at any time, if you need something from my big boat, please take it. Or like,
Such a giving boat.
Yeah, or maybe my boat's too full, please take something. Yeah. And I feel like that analogy, like I really start to see it. The longer we do Sing Song with every session, I really see the communities breaking out into their little communities. So Sing Song is one big group.
Right.
Like there were people at the very start who were very brave and came on their own. And I would try always my best to sort of like make them feel welcome, introduce
that's
myself.
nice.
And then once they are in their sections, they're already with people who are like themselves. And I remember seeing like maybe at the 6 or 7 month mark of Sing Song where they branched out into their own community. So people started to make plans to hang out together.
Oh, they do?
Yeah. So now,
I see.
like the Sing Song community has like their own little like, little pockets of
cute.
friends. Yeah. And I
You
feel
mean
like
they like step out to create sessions by themselves?
not so much create sessions, but like they spend time together. Like they do things that they like, because in a way it's like an interest group, right? So like a whole bunch of them will like to watch plays and musicals, so then they will like arrange for that together. Or a whole bunch of them will like to go and eat, so then they're going to arrange for that together.
The makan group.
Yeah.
Group.
So it's been quite nice to see.
I see. Okay, I think another important element of having a community that works is also safety. I mean, to be able to be vulnerable, to come to a session or be in a community where I'm not judged. For me, it's quite important because if I feel that the community is not safe, no matter how rah-rah it goes, how enthusiastic people can be, I will never learn to love the community. And what do you think makes a safe community, and how have you been trying to make Sing Song a safe one for people?
A rule in Sing Song is to like, you have to put your phones away and just be with us for the 2 hours.
Also, wait, where do the Instagram stories come
So
from?
there are people, so we tell people like, don't worry, we're filming it for you.
I see.
Yeah, and
professionally.
And it's also in our event page to say that, we're filming the session. So like, it's also because if you don't want to be in the video, let us know so that we know like, that you don't want to be in it. So just angle yourself away if you don't want to be part of it. So far, nobody has really said anything.
Yeah.
And also, if other people don't have phones, then I feel like there is no like, oh, what if I'm being filmed by somebody? Or like, people's making fun of me because I make a funny face when I sing or whatever,
Yeah,
like,
man.
yeah, so like you don't have to think
that.
about any of this. We're hoping like, so we just did little things in hope that this would create a safe space, and we are still continuously learning.
And just a side note, I felt like I didn't know about the rules of the phones and everything.
The phones.
Yeah, so okay, I think it's important to have rules in place.
Yeah.
Fundamental rules where people follow just to make sure that everybody feels safe. Because if those rules don't exist, humans are humans lah. We make mistakes. We say things out of pocket, And then when I always make stupid faces when I sing, and then am I gonna be the next meme online or something?
Yeah, so we did not want that to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, and everyone has more or less always been respectful. I mean, there are some people who will
That's nice.
like sneak a shot or two. Like that's why we have stories to repost. I get it. Like I also understand like they just want to capture the moment.
Right.
If it's not disruptive, usually we just kind of let it slide. But if they're kind of like filming themselves the whole time, then we're like, I'm so sorry, but no vlogging today. Like just be
Sorry,
with us.
influencers. Just enjoy.
Yeah, but it's really because we
Yeah.
just want people to spend the 2 hours with us actively in present, you know, in like a lot of activities that we do. Like we're so much, like we're such slaves to our devices because it's just part of our life now. And I guess Sing Song is the one time in the week where like, I'm sorry, like we're going to put our stuff away just so that we can be together. And you need to, because if you miss any one part of it, like the chances are you have no idea what's happening at the
That's
end.
true,
Yeah.
right? Okay, yes, just to bring you back to the analogy of trees.
Yay.
So, I mean, for trees-wise, they also have, they need to fight each other for sunlight, water, nutrients. But at the same time, they are also interdependent on each other, from what we just said, right, in the community. So I want to ask you for maybe, it doesn't have to be sing-song, it can be the music industry. How do you feel about the relationship between independence and interdependence, where you have to compete, but at the same time, you also need each other? It's quite a trippy,
It's a weird one.
right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think it's essential.
It is.
Yeah. What do you think?
I see that. I think without even trying, we are thrown into this in Singapore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything is a competition. Freaking lining up for something is a competition.
It's life in Singapore.
Sometimes. So I feel like interdependency is good and healthy when you understand what the goal is, I think. And it, because I have kids, right? I have 3. So if you think about it, there is exactly this. There's independence and
You
there's
mean among your kids?
Yeah. And I also grew up in a family of 4 kids. So I feel like I've continuously all my life seen like the idea of independence and interdependence. Interdependence is great when we are happy to see the next person shine. But if we are ever trying to diminish someone else's light, because no one is made the same. And I feel like I grew up with parents who always told us that. So I was never competitive. I'm a very competitive person, but not competitive with my siblings or with my peers. Only when I'm asked to be, like if I'm running a race or if I am, I don't know, joining some kind of competition. And in many ways, like I said, in Singapore, oftentimes we are thrown into that competition aspect already. But I've been so lucky to sort of grow up in these settings where the village idea is very important, because no one person can actually excel on their own without the support of someone else. And no one gets to shine bigger if there is no one else sort of like being in the shadow for a little bit, you know? And at that same time, that independence is necessary for each person to explore their own potential, right? So if you don't have that independence to kind of like lock everyone or block everyone out, then you're never going to be able to see sort of like what your specific path is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even the tree analogy, like every tree is just doing their own thing actually. But it's recognizing in its roots, perhaps, like you mentioned, that it needs to share space,
Yeah.
right? Like if I want to grow, I need my root to dig deep. But I also need the tree beside me, because that person's going to give me something that I need. So I'm going to make space for his root. You know what
That's
I mean?
true, yeah.
So I think as often as we can try to create spaces for ourselves where we can see this tangibly, because it's very theoretical if that's not something you already do.
Yeah.
But I think when you start seeing it become tangible, and I've been so lucky to see that, like I understand very much how important it is. Yeah, to be independent, but also to remember that we are interdependent.
Interdependent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the recent like NASA stories of
Artemis?
of all the astronauts in Artemis, like talking about how like, you know, on Earth when we're here and we're down on the ground, it seems like chaotic,
Yeah,
and we're
that's
all
true.
separate,
That's true.
and we're all leading our different lives and trying to like beat each other. But when we zoom out, we're literally all on this one Earth together. So how can we coexist so that we can prolong this existence in a joyful and healthy way, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think the quote he used was, you guys are all on a big spaceship
Yeah.
called Earth.
Yeah.
And you guys are all heading to somewhere together. So You have to see the bigger picture, lah.
Exactly.
I guess.
And it's
yeah.
not easy to.
It is not. It is
when your problem is the biggest thing, or when like where you're at feels like the biggest situation, right? So like early on when me and Ben were talking about Sing Song 2, like he put it really nicely. He said, like, a lot of times we want to feel like we are part of something larger than ourselves. And I think that's what we continue to try and focus on at Sing Song, where like today, this is you, yes, but for now in this moment, we are bigger than ourselves. And then even for myself, like on tough days, like my own situation or issues become smaller because I'm like, okay, that's actually not as important as I thought it was before I came and shared this space with everybody.
So I guess having a community also helps you, give you some perspective that your problems are, it may be immediate to you.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when you're in the community, find grace to put it aside, and maybe you can, find a way to ease your own anxiousness or whatever they are facing.
Yeah,
right?
and that you're not alone. I think people always feel like they're alone, but actually we're not. A lot of people have similar like situations that they're going through.
Right.
Yeah.
And so obviously there's a huge range of skills, and everyone might have a different opinion on how they want Sing Song to be for themselves. Like we mentioned, how everybody has a different intention coming in. Have you ever had people fight?
Ooh.
Or disagree?
Fight, no lah.
Or argue,
I think in terms of skill level, it's quite interesting, right? So I think being part of a community choir is so wonderful because even if you think you're the best singer and that you should sing louder than everybody, you will quickly realize that you are sticking out like a sore thumb because you're like, this choir, bro, is not a solo, right? Or sis, right? I won't like pinpoint people, but basically there are some people I think who... And also, you can't blame them because I think like they are there and everyone's level of expectation, like everyone is meant to allowed to set their own boundaries. So like maybe the expectation for that person that day was like, I'm going to sing perfectly, right? Just an example is that there have been times where there are corrections. It's like, oh, is this the note or is this the note, right?
Like people ask you
people
for,
ask,
okay.
Is this the note? And we're like, it is the note, but whatever note you sing is the right note. Yeah, so we just like to like tell everyone that it doesn't matter because we're not performing it for
We're not used to that
anybody.
in Singapore.
Yeah.
There has to be one right answer, okay?
Yeah, exactly. And you can see the discomfort sometimes. They're like, wait, so what is it? What is it? We want to sing correctly. I'm like, okay, if you want to sing correctly, this is the note. But if you sing at this point in time, is anyone gonna
radical, man.
Yeah, is
radical.
is anyone gonna call you out? No, don't worry about it. Yeah, it's just meant to be fun, and I think that sort of helps people who don't sing so well feel like okay lah. Then anything I sing is correct, and the people who are trying to do it so well be like, oh, okay, it doesn't matter. I don't have to be so hard.
I got it, but so what, right?
Yeah. And then we just encourage everybody. It's like, I like good that you're singing it. Good that you're singing it on the right note. And like it's okay, just sing it. If you forget the harmony part, just sing the melody. So we really try to like kind of keep the peace. But it's really because it really doesn't matter. Like it's the truth is like safety in numbers. If like there are 20 of us, 3 of us sing wrongly, who cares? Like 18 of us or 17 of us are still singing it correctly. And in the grand scheme of it, it's going to be fine. Like the analogy you gave earlier, the weaker and stronger, they're just carrying them for the parts that they don't get it right. That's all.
Yeah. Worst come to worst, there's still you, there's still Ben, there's still Nathan, there's still Sandra.
We're not even singing in mics. That's the fun part. Like the fun part for us is like we're singing with everyone.
Right.
And I think that's the joy in it too. Yeah.
Speaking of the 3 other co-founders, have you had any disagreements with them in the direction of the club or how you want the club to grow?
I think I'm a peacekeeper.
But, you heard it here first.
But honestly, no. I don't know. I lucked out, and like I said, I think I was always very intentional with how I was hoping to grow Sing Song. Ben might have been the first person that I sent it out to because, like I've said this several times, I was like, hey Ben, can you start a choir so that I can go? And at that point in time, it's just because I was like, okay, like you look like you could run a choir, like in terms of capabilities and singing. And he's such like a people person.
He's an outspoken person, extroverted guy.
And like, maybe half of it was just like, Ben, can I sing backup like in your song, like in a choir? You know what I mean? But obviously, it really just took an active of like the action of just wanting to get it done, right? And then I sent it to Nathan, and actually I didn't know Nathan had like an a cappella background, like that he sang a cappella in school before, but he's an amazing vocalist and an instrumentalist and musician. So I was like, okay, you know what, I'm going to ask Nathan. Also, just good people. I think like I was just looking for people with like really Good Hearts and Sandra, right? So like they were the first 3 people I reached out to, and they said yes immediately to just trying this out. Because I was like, hey, it's just for free. Okay, we just try for fun and we just call our friends and we see what happens. So it's like really like
interesting.
no stakes. Also, these people are so busy, okay? Like who has time to like for a little old me and be like, okay lah, try. You know, but they were so wonderful to try it out. And I think we each literally, it's so funny because the 4 of us are a community in ourselves. We are independent and we are interdependent of each other. I love that you brought it up. Like now everything makes sense to me because our skill sets are actually, and I've learned this along the way with Sing Song also, like we each have very specific skill sets that can be activated to facilitate Sing Song. And I can't take the place of any one of them. And I think no one can take the place of each other. Like
Tell me more. How do you function?
Like Nathan is very much in charge of like the arrangement because I think musically he's just the most trained out of all of us. Like all of us are bad at reading notes and arranging. Like we could vocally arrange a song, but I think once we have to transcribe it to a score, it's like I don't know how this works. So he's very much in charge of that, and he's got a really great ear. So when he's conducting the choir at the end, like he would know like how to change dynamics or say like, okay, tenors, like we're too loud here, or like everybody, we're not doing this part of the song as good as we could, you know, like let's try different things. And he's really great at breaking it down for them musically because that's his strength. And then Ben is again like a very good people person. So and he does warm-ups, vocal warm-ups for everybody. And he always finds like a really funny or creative way to make warm-ups relevant for the day. So that like the fun guy. And then like he gets people very relaxed. So and we need someone that's like that because like, you know, obviously because of who he is, like he's very recognizable. People want to listen to him. Yep. And like when he is relaxed, everyone's like, oh, okay, everybody should relax. So I mean, it's really the energy that he brings is so important, and I think no one can replace him. And then Sandra does like our physical warm-ups for us too, right? Because singing is a physical thing. Like we stand and we sing, and sometimes we walk around when we sing. And like sometimes we have to be silly with our bodies so that we can be silly with our voices. And like singing is a very like vulnerable thing, like you said earlier, like not everyone is comfortable hearing their voice even out loud. Like singing to ourselves is different from
very different.
Singing to other people.
Performing to other people. Yeah. That's a whole new ballgame.
Letting other people hear our voice is so different from if we're just listening to ourselves. But I think in the warm-ups that she does or in the sharings that she is also just so self-deprecating and confident that it rubs off on people, right? And I can't do that, and no one else, I feel like, embodies it as well as she does. And you can see it because like the minute she stands there, like everyone is like, you know, she commands the room. So I feel like nobody can do that. And then I do all the operations. It was like planning, and that's my forte. And I think for me, it's just like bringing back the session to intention all the time, right? So like that's where I come in. And honestly, that one, maybe everyone can do something. Everyone is intentional in that sense. But yeah, I feel like we've grown it in a way where this programming was almost by chance, but it's just ended up flowing very naturally, and it makes complete sense to the way it goes.
Yeah. And so I assume because of space and everything, you cannot always let everybody in, right? Because people have to sign up, and because of space constraints or whatever. So do your old members get priority in that sense?
Yeah, so I think we've created this culture where for me, it's like that safe space culture and this culture of like good energy and vibes. So it is important that the majority still stay. So yes, people come back, repeat, and then we open a portion for to public for the session. And then we try as often as we can to do meaningful public sessions so that we can allow like the wider sort of audience to also come in and participate with us. Yeah.
Have you ever gotten angry DMs just because they couldn't get in?
Yeah, we do get angry DMs. Like every month we get a handful, but most of the time people are kind, and they're just like, you know, they're like, oh my gosh, you know, it's so hard to get in. And then I don't know if I should say it here, but sometimes I just let them in. I'm like, you know, because I think we just really want people who want to come to Sing Song to be there. And we also want people who want to come because they want to sort of exchange that good energy with us, you know? But it's not meant to be transactional, right? So, like, that's why there's no fee. Like, we're not charging you. There's so many layers to this, right? But honestly, if we put out a session, we open registration, and there's not enough for everybody, I get DMs also of people who say, like, oh, my daughter got a ticket, but I didn't. Is it okay if I come with her? And I'm like, yes, of course, because I encourage like people to come together with their family.
Right.
And then I open slots, like it's just me on the back end, guys. So
Just you.
everyone who's like angry and upset, like why the system sucks, it's because it's me. It's just me, one person opening it
Please
up
understand.
and closing. Yeah, please have some grace and yeah.
Okay, and I also wanted to ask you, for our listeners who are people who are still trying to find their own community, do you have any advice for them? Like, where do they even begin? Like, maybe I don't even have a hobby. I'm just working 8 to 5 and I'm just like, I have nothing else to do in my life, I don't know what to do. How do you advise somebody like that to go out and find their own community?
I think for me, it would be to set an intention.
Right.
I know I keep saying that, but it was really important to me. Like, if you wanted to start a community, what would be your intention of why you wanted to start it, right? Like, would it be because it would be, like, is it an interest group, right? So is it to fulfill a passion that you're not getting to pursue without this community? Or would it be because maybe you have something to give? Start small and be open to some failures. It's okay.
It's okay to not find your tribe the first time around.
Yeah, and to not be perfect. It's a funny thing, but a lot of times we grow up thinking we have to be perfect so that we make friends, so that we can, people will like us.
I'm good enough to have friends.
But on the flip side, when we admit to our imperfections and we say that we are imperfect, is when people show up. Because suddenly you're relatable. You're like, oh, and it's weird because we're meant to like, we're I don't know, we're just taught societally to like bury it, like, oh, don't see my ugly side. But actually, once they see your ugly side, then they're like, oh, you're a real person.
It's also part of your charm, lah, right? Your flaws.
Yeah,
are part of you.
our imperfections make us charming, even if we don't like the sound of it. But like most perfect people are boring, guys.
That's true. That's actually very true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect people are boring.
Let's print t-shirts.
Yeah, let's print t-shirts. And so another thing I would like to ask is, for an everyday person, who is in an office job maybe, and adulting is really so difficult. I have to go an office job, I have to go back and take care of chores, I have to take care of my mom. My mom has to ask me to go and buy groceries with her,
I feel you, yeah.
Where do we find the time and how do we find our own tribe outside of work and family?
Yeah, I get that. Honestly, it's like a very real thing. Like even for myself, right? It's like finding time sometimes you end up having to prioritize what you really have time for. And most of the time, you are on the bottom of this list, right? Like the things that you need, like never mind lah, like I have to do all
That's
this.
true.
Like I will
That's
just
true.
wait. But I found that making time even just once a month, honestly, once a month for yourself is not a big ask. But I understand that it can feel like it for some people. Then maybe once every 2 months. Like I said, it doesn't have to look the same way as it does for everyone else. But to just sort of like move yourself up on this like priority list a little bit, I think that's helpful. What has helped me is that if I don't do my personal work, it gets taken out on everyone else around me that I love, right? So if I am tired or if my cup is empty or if I am just drained, then I see it affecting everyone else around me.
For you, I guess, because you are the one who conceptualizes Sing Song and you found help from Ben, from Nathan, from Sandra. So what are your dreams for Sing Song?
Okay, so I wouldn't say that I conceptualize Sing Song because it's not a new concept per se, but I am an impatient person and I am an action person.
Great
so,
combo.
Yeah, so if I
Get
like,
things
I
done.
cannot find something fast enough, I'm going to make it myself. And I also feel like if I want something to be done, I also understand that I'm the first person to be able to do it. And then I found people who said yes to me, so that was wonderful. But our dream, I think, since it started, we also get surprised ourselves. Like yesterday, we got to facilitate a session for music teachers, which is not something that we ever saw coming before this. Right? We didn't think that was an opportunity where we get to train trainers too, right? In a way. Other little dreams that we have is that we want to collaborate with other choirs that are around the region. We just want to be able to, I guess, share and collaborate a little bit more. And honestly, it's kind of like an open path and an open book for us. Like nothing's been written.
Right.
But I think the vision is definitely to grow this community intentionally and in a way where we get to keep spreading the joy of music. And yeah, just I guess reminding people that we are all here together, so we might as well make it a better time.
That's nice. Yeah. Essentially, that's the core of what Sing Song is about.
Yeah.
Right? And as you grow bigger, I'm sure you want to keep that core alive.
Yeah. It's going to be hard to ever lose that because I feel like we've just said it for so long that it's like in our heartbeat now. It's just our DNA.
Yeah.
So I don't think it will ever change, but who knows what it will look like in the future. But we do see like possibly doing like more sessions because now we only do one session a month. And then sometime last year I tried to do like mini sessions where we would pick artists or songs that were a little bit less mainstream. So like just fans of the group of the artists would come and that was nice. So I would love to be able to do more sing-song sessions, but sing-song is not anyone's full-time job. Like we're all volunteering our time. So until we get to a point where maybe we can, have more facilitators or have more people. As it is, the group is growing. So now we have like our monthly sessions, like Daphne Koo, like Haneri, she also facilitates alongside us. We also have other musician friends like Drew Chen, Tim Decotta, like everybody who has come to also contribute. Lisa Haryono, like everyone has written like arrangements and contributed their time. And again, all just volunteering their skills. So like this, like I guess, village cycle of giving back and pouring the kampong is still growing, So we're just taking its lead. Yeah.
Okay. Before you go, we do have a segment that we want to try.
Ooh.
So this segment is called This or That.
Oh gosh.
Which means I will be giving you a list of choices to make between two things.
Okay.
And we have a timer. And that's also the reason why I asked you for your favorite songs actually.
Oh my gosh.
So good luck to that.
I have serious choice paralysis. This is going to kill me. Okay, I'll try my best.
It's going to freak you out. So I'm going to set a timer for 1 minute.
Okay.
And then we'll try to go for as fast as possible these choices and options down the list. Okay?
All right.
Okay. So if you're ready, they range from like food to like habits to like song choices.
Okay, I'll just be as relaxed as possible.
Okay, you ready?
I don't know.
All the best.
Okay.
First question. Chicken rice or laksa?
Chicken rice.
Milo or Horlicks?
Milo.
Ooh,
I'm pretty good at this.
Kids nights or date night?
Kids nights. Kids nights.
Kids night, really?
My husband will say the same.
Oh, is it? Okay, yeah, all for the kids. Going out or staying in?
Staying in
Oceanarium or zoo?
Oceanarium.
Why? Sea
I think
animals?
it's peaceful.
Jellyfishes.
Yeah.
All around. Okay.
Yeah.
Wicked for good or defying gravity?
That's tough. Define gravity.
Defying gravity?
Yes.
Okay. Don't stop believing or don't look back in anger? Oh,
Don't look back in
Sally
anger.
can wait. Thriller or Man in the Mirror?
Ooh, Man in the Mirror.
You're pretty good at this
That
actually.
one's tough though. I like both a lot.
Dude,
Oh,
That's
yes!
fast! No, you still have 2 more questions.
Okay, we'll do it.
Fix you or yellow?
Fix you.
Ooh, okay. And finally, Benjamin King or Nathan Hartono?
Eh, cannot lah. No answer.
No answer. Okay, she cop out, just saying.
Sandra.
Sandra? I should put it in also.
Yeah.
Okay, and with that, that's all the time we have for this episode of Headstart On Record.
Yay.
Thank you, Aarika, for joining me on this episode. It's been such a pleasure.
Thank you. This was fun. Thanks.
Thank you. Alright, so once again, my name is Kaiwan. You can email us or slide into our DMs on socials to just suggest another topic you'd like to see me tackle on the show. If you'd like to read ST's Headstart newsletter, the links can be found in our podcast show notes. And this episode is edited by Amirul Karim. Thank you for listening and see you next month. Thank you, Aarika.
Thank you.
Bye.